welcome to the Healing Word of the Week podcast with me, Marissa of Marissa Moments, where you might get triggered into seeing your own reflection, but it's to reconnect you to yourself and awaken the divinity within. So prepare for laughs, resonance, and accountability through true stories, channeled messages, prophetic words, and everything in between. So I hope you're ready because guess what? Here we go. Okay, so the word that just got put on my heart is focused. Focused. Well, focused, however you want to say focus is. We can do all types of variations of the same word, right? It's still the same word. Past tense, future tense, current tense, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's focus. So here's what Spirit, God, Gaia, ancestors, angels, and saints just dropped into my heart is the notion of focus, right? Because I don't know about you, but for me, oftentimes my focus gets every which way, right? Well, I'm a parent, I'm a mom, and so I have 4 daughters and a husband and a household and a life and all these different types of things and hopes and dreams, aspirations, manifestations, all these different things. And it pulls my focus in different directions. But you want to know what? The times that I feel most accomplished is when I'm actually focused in. And yeah, you might hear my dishwasher running in the background because this is real life, right? But anyway, let's stay focused because that's the word of the week, right? What was put onto my heart is even deeper than that, is that oftentimes the enemy, Beelzebub, will try to go for your focus. Right? Because what I receive is that when the enemy goes for your focus and takes it, right? Because we're not talking about just going for it. You can go for anything, but if you take it, that's a whole different story, right? You can go for something, I don't know what to put in here, but you can go for anything, but unless you achieve it, unless you receive it, unless it's given to you, it doesn't matter, right? It's just a story that you tell and not something that you've actually experienced or received. So when the enemy goes for your focus, then once he, she, they receives that focus, then they can go for your mind. Right? Because again, I don't know about you. I'm talking about real life stories here. This is also Marissa Moments. When my focus is cut and divided into various different pieces, then I accomplish nothing. Right? I might do a little bit, like I might take a step towards one thing or take a step towards another thing, but I don't truly finish and accomplish what I set out to do because by the time I get 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps in, then my focus is pulled to somewhere else. So I never get to the state of completion. And then it starts playing and wreaking havoc on my mind, right? And then I start overthinking things. Wow, I didn't get anything accomplished. I should have done better. I start beating myself up, all those types of things. And then guess what? Once the enemy starts to get your focus and get your mind, then it starts to seep into your heart because you start to internalize these things, right? Now I'm talking about myself, but I'm also talking about you because although these are my moments, this is your life. We're talking about healing. This is an ongoing process. I am not a picture of perfection. I will never claim to be so. But neither are you, and that is why we're walking this walk together. That is why I'm not only talking the talk, but I'm putting my best foot forward in trying to walk the walk. And this week, what Spirit is saying is that we have to reclaim our focus. Now, of course, there's some of us out here, now myself included again, who may have like medical diagnoses that often make it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to maintain focus. And that's okay. That's okay. Again, we don't have to be perfect. It's all about effort. It's not about being some sort of faux perfectionist, all these different types of things. I still yell. I still get angry. I still have mood swings. I still lose my focus. But when I become mindful of these moments, then I can reclaim that time. I can reclaim my focus and I can be sovereign within whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve, whether it be standing firmly in my faith, whether it be cleaning a room, right? Have you ever started to clean a room and you go to pick up one thing on a table, you get distracted by a second thing, and then before you know it, you're in a completely different room wondering what you're doing there in the first place, right? That's your focus. It kills your accomplishments or the potential for accomplishments. And again, it just doesn't stop there, because none of these things are just, stand alone, right? A lot of these things are games of the enemy to distract and detract you from who you actually are, from the divinity within. And that's why I'm here to remind you, right? Because we are all divine creatures in our own rights. And if any of those words trigger you, then feel free to drop in whatever word that makes you feel a little bit more warm and fuzzy, right? Now, I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to placate you or anything like that. I'm not trying to be sarcastic in those words, but sometimes we do get caught up behind the lingo as opposed to the message. And that is, again, distracting and distracting from the focus, right? Because that's the word of the week. So what I need you to do, what Spirit wants you to do, or what you can do for yourself is become more mindful. Start with today. Start with this hour. Start with the next 5 minutes. How about even while you're listening to this podcast, how often have you lost your focus on what I've even been saying? But like, what is she talking about again? I get it. I am you. I do the same things as you do. I've listened to podcasts where I start drifting off and thinking about my grocery list or some event that happened earlier in the day, what I shoulda, coulda, woulda said, all those different types of things. And then I miss the actual message that is meant for me, right? Because when the enemy allows or plants seeds, or when you allow your focus to be spread, right, or just pull completely away, then you miss the message that is actually for you. So I don't want you to beat yourself up about it, but I do want you to become more mindful of it. Because the more you work on something, the more it becomes an actual ingrained habit. We already got some bad habits, right? Maybe you chew your nails. Maybe you eat fast food too much. Maybe you gossip. Maybe, whatever these different things are. Maybe you just never do your laundry. Maybe you never fold your laundry, right? That's a habit that I have, bad habit, right? But regardless of what that is, it took a while to create that habit, and let alone maintain it and sustain it and indoctrinate it within yourself to make it become a part of who you are. So now maybe you go around and say, yeah, I know I don't do my laundry, but you don't do anything about it, right? Yeah, I know I eat too much fast food, but you don't do anything about it, right? You just accepted it. Well, we're in a place and space where we're no longer accepting the things that we no longer feel resonate with our spirit or with where we're trying to be, right? Because we're looking towards a state of ascension, not descension, and not even completion. Is that a word? Complacency. There we go. Completion. Oh, that's when you think about things, right? Contemplation. There we go. We're combining words and making them up right here, right now. You heard it first, right? Completion. It's a new word. Anyway, so speaking of focus, and I've lost it several times, right? But that again is just a case in point where everyone loses focus. But just as I did in this moment, you get back to center, refocus, and then continue on from there. Don't give that as an opportunity to beat yourself up. Don't hand over your mind, and definitely do not hand over your heart. Because everything, yes, does happen for a reason, but we also have to be mindful of the things that we're allowing. So that's it for now. Hopefully you got the message. Hopefully you're going to apply it. Hopefully you're going to feel a lot better every single time that you reclaim your focus, right? Every time you accomplish something that you typically wouldn't get done because your focus would be off. Every time you just stand in your own personal sovereignty and say, you know what? This is my time. This is my healing. This is my season, right? So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for listening. I always look forward to every single Monday morning where I can share with you, pour into you. Hopefully you pour into me, pray for me like I pray for you, all these good things, because we are all on these healing journeys, and nothing better, I always say, than nothing is better than walking the healing journey than to walk it with a friend. So be sure to find me, follow me, friend me, and I'll try to do my best to comment back and respond back if you send me a message, all those types of things. But just know, trust, and believe that you are always in my heart, always in my mind, and I always wish the very, very best for you, your health, and your happiness. So until next time, make sure you check out all the archives. Look me up on all social media. But just like I always like to say, when you look me up, remember it is Marissa Moments, and that is Marissa with one S, not two, because there's only one me. So until next time, I wish you the best and happy healing.